I can't let this moment pass without asking this question. I got two questions, one big picture and one related to the game. And we can put a pin in the other one. I just want to make sure I don't forget it. But Tom Brady and Mike Vrabel are good friends. And there was a sense last year that the Raiders were going to zero in on Mike Vrabel. Because people didn't think, as the planets were starting to align that the Patriots job was going to be open, people thought that Gerard Mayo would get a second year. Do you know, and if you don't know, do you think that Brady tried to make a play for Vrabel? And is that one of the reasons why the Patriots immediately shifted into overdrive and kicked in the nitrous oxide to boom, Gerard Mayo's gone. Boom, comply with the Rooney Rule. Boom, boom, here's Mike Vrabel. Like, we can't screw around here because if we do, the Raiders are going to get him.
I think the overdrive was connected to the Jets. It was the Jets. You could say Vrabel won't take that job working for Woody Johnson, but the Browns let him out of his contract. He was a consultant there, and the Jets had an opening. The Jets really could move faster than the Patriots because the Patriots hadn't fired Gerard Mayo yet. So Gerard Mayo was on the books, and the Jets, once they move on from Robert Saleh, they got an interim there, and Jeff Albrecht, you can do whatever you want. So the Jets had an advantage. They could, theoretically, do, it's not even back channels. They could do some due diligence with Vrabel out front before the Patriots could. So I think the Patriots were responding to the Jets. But as far as Brady and Vrabel, I told you Vrabel would challenge Bill Belichick to do the same thing to Brady. Could Brady handle that? I don't know. I don't know if Brady could work with Vrabel every day. There are no sacred cows with Vrabel. He will. There are times, even for people who love him, there are times they'll look at him and say, "What did you just say? Did you just say that to me?" And that's just part of his charm. And this is written, so I'm not telling tales out of school, but Bruschi, I mentioned him earlier, Teddy Bruschi and Mike Vrabel, very close. They were close when they played. They remain close now. But when Bruschi had a stroke, they discovered that he had a hole in his heart. And that's what caused. They didn't know that until that moment. He had a hole in his heart. They were able to repair the hole, and he was able to come back and play a couple more years, probably 4 more years after his stroke. So he's out. Vrabel hears the story about his teammate having a stroke. His teammate comes back to football, and Vrabel starts calling him Swiss cheese. He's like, because you have a hole in your heart. I mean, and Bruce, that's the kind of stuff that Mike Vrabel he would do. And they're still close. But you just got to be ready. You got to be ready for Mike. You got to be on your toes. He'll say anything, and he's probably the only guy who can get away with some of the stuff that he says.
Yeah, that's amazing. That's good. And that takes cojones, or as Chris Sims would say, kahunas, to say something like that to a guy. Because, some guys aren't going to take that the right way.
That's right.
And some guys are going to want to rumble after they hear something like that. And just beyond that, just the fact that even if you're not in an industry where there's a bunch of guys who are full of testosterone and, if you piss them off, you better watch what happens next. It's just not something that you typically hear someone say to another person like that. But I like it. I think it's funny, and he's got that kind of personality where he can get away with it. Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.